Photography is mankind's greatest invention. Along with other inventions of the early 19th century, it was found to capture more details and information when compared to the traditional mediums such as painting and sculpting. The practice of illustrating news stories with photographs was made possible through printing and photography innovations that happened between 1880 and 1897, while newsworthy events were photographed as early as the 1950s. Printing press could only be published from engravings until the 1880s. Early news photographs required that photos be reinterpreted by an engraver before they could be published. Such scenes of calamities as train wrecks and city fires were a popular subject in these early days.
For journalism, it's journalism. Because just for journalism, picture is presentation. Now, so for the journalism? Now for the journalism, representing the article and the picture get together. That fix it.
The subject has since then been taken seriously that universities around the world have dedicated departments for it. The subject, that is query of creativity and talent, has attracted various professionals to it. The pictures that were taken have helped record history and speak of the people. In Ethiopia, photography has been introduced during the reign of Emperor Minilik II. Though there were a few photographers and their cameras were not sophisticated, nonetheless have helped record history of the country. The largest photo archive in the country is found at the Ethiopian Press Agency. This compilation of many years of photographic undertakings where press photographers have faced a lot of hardship is indeed painstakingly a huge collection.
We have a huge archive in our agency. I think we accumulate a lot of negative films, up to millions of negative films in our archive, at least for the last 50 or 60 years. But the way we stored is not modern one, and we didn't start a digital archive still now. But after the implementation of BPR, we have a plan to develop, a digital archive for our negative films, because this is one of the huge archive regarding foreign photographs in our country, because for the last 3 years, starting from Emperor Haile Selassie up to now, we have the major event photography here in our archives.
Dange has been a photographer most of his life. He says that though there may be more zealous photojournalists in the country, their status is minimal when compared to international journalists.
ፎቶግራፍ ጋዜጠኝነት ማለት ከባድ ነገር ነው። በእኛ ሀገር ደረጃ ስታዩ ቀላል ሊመስል ይችላል። አንዳንዴ የምታያቸው ፎቶግራፈሮች ሆነው ጦር ሜዳ ድረስ
Photojournalism is a very difficult profession. Here in Ethiopia, it is considered as any task. When we look at it, photojournalists that go to wars, conflicts and natural disasters in the international arena, the pictures that we take might be taken as insignificant. However, when we look at it from our context, it's not easy. We have to go as far as sacrificing our lives to do the job. Our colleagues have lost their lives taking pictures during the Ethio-Eritrean war. But when you look at the profession here in Ethiopia, it has not developed as it should. We have not got any proper training and do our job solely through experience like many other amateur photographers. I've worked in the press agency as a photographer for 12 years. All these years, I have not got a proper training. As photojournalists, the photos that we take are not just for 2 or 3 people. They are intended for the large public in and outside of the country. In this regard, we have to always catch up and try to take photos that truly speak.
Biniam Mangasha, who is a photojournalist and head of the Photojournalists Association of Ethiopia, speaks of the photojournalism in Ethiopia.
The photojournalism in Ethiopia nowadays is the 50-50. Other country is a newer country. Just for example, it's Kenya and Uganda. Ethiopia is poor.
Okay. How poor?
Just for journalists killing poor. That's the media. That's because a lot of the mini media is Ethiopia. For example, the publication, Ethiopian publication, very just and tiny because a lot of people in the Addis in Ethiopia. The few you see later in the magazine, it's published and for this weekly and in the months. Nowadays, just in Kenya and in Uganda is the daily, just the magazine and newspapers. There's a lot of this colorful, high quality, yes, dynamic. Yeah.
These photojournalists have met with such daunting situations while they are out to do their jobs. Tsahai Nuguse speaks of some of the adventures she has had in her 17 years of experience.
የሰራሁት ወደ 17 ዓመት ይሆናል። ያጋጠመኝ ችግር ብዙ የለም ግን
I have worked as a photojournalist for 17 years. During the Ethio-Eritrean War, we were working on shifts and there were underground bunkers built for air raids. At one time, a large sound was heard in the sky. Everybody was running for the shelters, and I began to run, and then I remembered my job and started running towards the origin of the sound. Fortunately, it was our plane coming to herald our victory. At other time, I was so engrossed in my work that my foot got into a flower pot and I was forced to finish my job with the foot covered in mud on the palace grounds.
The problem of the photojournalism field here in our country, because we don't have any mainstream institution that gives a professional journalism training. Actually, some universities, especially at Ethiopia University and other main universities, they have just certain courses that's dedicated to photojournalism, but it's not enough to be a professional photojournalist. In our country, most of the photojournalists are working by chance, and then they don't have any sufficient training. Here in our agency also, we'd like to have some professional journalists, but we can't get efficient photographer from the market because we don't have any institutions, any photojournalism institution in our country, and still we are lacking the profession. Instead of just having professionals from the market, we try to train our journalists as a journalist and as a photojournalist as well.
The head of Photojournalists Association, Biniam Mangasha, has told us what persuaded them to establish the association and some of the activities it is actually performing presently.
The association just the main found it just every journalist the photojournalism skill and update and upgrading. That means just not one person. The association just every donors and researchers just give it to just some education, some instructors That time, the association found the first time some school of journalism at university for the journalism course attend the government and the private sector, the media, my friends, and I'll talk to you just after seminar. Then why not just the found is the association, and why not just it goes in just the profession. Yes, just the Minister of Trade, the Minister of Justice, licensed just 2000 Ethiopian calendar. Yeah. Then just supporting just like yes embassy and air source center, and the private media sector owners like just the reporter, the Happy, one of Africa Media Institute now is supporting just different times seminars and photography exhibitions and photography trainings. So the association members just it's a supporting member, 20 supporting member, 35 the full-time this members for the journalists. Totally with totally 16 papers, just members. 66 members of the association. The association just wake up, just the association week now just twist through. The association, the future plan, just the first time the member. The not quality, the quantity, just then the after reverse the quantity and the quality, and the association made the next plan, arranging like just national photojournalism exhibition, photojournalist exhibition, just because just what's photojournalism? Many people just I don't know. And that means like just outside Ethiopia country, the state country, like just outside the Bahar Dar, the Mekelle, that exhibition is touring. And let's say on lecture, just the people, the many people just interested in for journalism, interested in these pictures.
One of the platforms where professionals come together and showcase their work are exhibition centers. In this regard, the professionals told us of the exhibitions that they have partaken in.
We have tried during our Millennium festivity. We have conducted, around 3 exhibitions, including in some parts of our country outside of Addis. In Addis, we have been organizing a huge photograph exhibition, very popular photograph exhibitions in the capital city and in Amhara region, in Tigray region, and in southern Ethiopia. That was very popular, and we have just learned a lot from that exhibitions. And in the future, we have a plan to just utilize our archive in a proper manner in the foreseeable future. Because as we have seen in Egypt, the Egypt Al-Haram Foundation has a huge negative film archive like us, but they have around 10 million copies of films, and they start to modernize their archive, digital archive, and we learn a lot from them. And then this is the huge resource for any organization, especially press organizations. And we know that this is a very huge resource, and we will utilize this in the near future. Besides that, every ministry, every embassy, every organization will try to organize photograph exhibitions. They will come to here to collect, major photographs from our archive. We are not just giving them the negative films, or also we'll print the photograph and we'll publish the photograph for their exhibitions. And then we have the capacity, we have the resource, but we didn't utilize them effectively. That's the problem.
Exhibitions, just the teamwork and the association and the members.